From that joke, it's Christmas, and we have a tradition here on Update with Trey and I. Yeah, you're applauding now. We give each other jokes to read.
Yeah, we're making each other read jokes live on air that the other person has never seen before.
What if the royal fairy tale was never about love, but about the kind of secrets that can shake the foundations of palaces, Hollywood, and everything in between? When Saturday Night Live cracked a joke about Meghan Markle, Prince Andrew, and yacht photos, people laughed on the surface but felt something much deeper beneath it. Because jokes like that don't just appear out of nowhere. They are often based on whispers, rumors, and things powerful people would rather keep buried. That single joke didn't just make fun of Meghan. It ripped open a vault of questions that had been quietly locked away for years. Why did that joke hit so hard? Why did Meghan stay silent? Why did it trigger explosive reactions online, resurfacing photos, insider stories, and rumors that royal aides, PR teams?
Why is the press and the palace refusing to look or comment or report on Meghan Markle's links to the same individual? And most importantly, her relationship, her close personal relationship with Prince Andrew.
And Hollywood insiders had tried to erase before she married into the royal family? Meghan claimed she never Googled Prince Harry before dating him, but SNL called that a lie. Insiders say she was deeply image conscious, knew everything about the royal family, and carefully curated her path into elite circles. The joke even referenced her supposedly scrubbing things from the internet. But what things? That's where it gets interesting. Suddenly, old photos began reappearing. Yacht photos. A glamorous yacht in crystal blue waters, flawless luxury, expensive champagne, and a woman who looked strikingly like Meghan from her early Suits era. That era where she was branding herself as a humble, relatable, wellness-loving actress. But those photos didn't look humble or relatable. They looked expensive, elite, and deeply connected to people with power. People started asking, how did an actress from a cable TV show end up on luxury yachts surrounded by billionaires and influential men long before she became royal? Because those yachts aren't vacation spots. They are private, invitation-only environments where powerful people meet, network, and sometimes make arrangements that never get talked about publicly. Meghan's former blog, The Tieg, hinted at mysterious summer invitations, exclusive events, and parties with people she never named. Cryptic? Yes. Coincidental? Maybe not. Some insiders claim Meghan was quietly moving through elite social circles before Harry ever entered the picture. Hollywood producers, wealthy businessmen, and yes, even people connected to Prince Andrew, whose reputation over the years has been surrounded by whispers and paparazzi shadows. Meghan's critics suggest she networked strategically, attending elite gatherings that normal actresses had no access to, which raises the question, who opened those doors for her and why? When she met Harry, royal aides allegedly went into overdrive to cleanse anything potentially damaging. Old photos, online traces, blogs, and rumored connections. Stories started disappearing overnight. Hollywood publicists say Meghan's early image was strategically reshaped, and it worked. She became the symbol of modern royalty, elegance, and empowerment. But when those yacht photos resurfaced after the SNL joke, it didn't just bring back rumors, it brought back doubt. The internet began investigating, comparing facial features, locations, timelines, and destinations. Some claimed it was her, others argued it was just someone who looked like her. But that wasn't even the main issue. The real problem wasn't whether the yacht woman was Meghan, it was the question, why does this story exist in the first place? Why do so many people believe it could be her? Because people don't question someone's past unless parts of it seem missing, edited, or too perfectly curated. Meghan's public image was built around being a hardworking underdog, a relatable actress who rose through determination. That story inspired millions. But if it turned out that her rise was less about that and more about elite connections, then that entire brand would crumble instantly. When the photos leaked, Meghan and Harry said nothing. No denials, no legal action. Royal sources claimed they were deeply hurt, but the silence only fueled speculation. In the world of media, silence isn't always protection. Sometimes it's strategy. Meghan and Harry had been positioning themselves as victims of the media for years, so to address the rumors head-on could put them on shaky ground. Meanwhile, insiders claim that Harry was emotionally shaken. It wasn't just about the photos, it was about the idea that Meghan had things in her past he didn't know about. Things that could now haunt both their reputations, especially after stepping away from royal duties and building a brand based on authenticity. Meghan's critics pointed out that she was always exceptionally image-focused, from curated paparazzi shots to insider leaks to forming friendships with influential stars. Everything felt intentional. When SNL called out her supposedly false authenticity, people didn't just laugh. They nodded. The joke wasn't just about a rumor, it was about a feeling that maybe, just maybe, Meghan's life story was too perfectly told. Hollywood insiders describe Meghan as ambitious, strategic, and charismatic, someone who understood how image, opportunity, and access worked. That's not negative, it's smart. But in the royal world, image must come with transparency, not the appearance of carefully buried secrets. In reality, the scandal isn't about yacht photos. It isn't about who she met, where she vacationed, or what she did before Harry. The real issue is that Meghan built a brand on an identity that may not reflect her full past. And when parts of that past resurfaced, just from a single comedy sketch, it caused global debate, emotional reactions, and resurfaced memories of people who knew her before the royal title. Meghan's story wasn't a lie, but it wasn't the whole truth either. And when people sense missing pieces, they don't ask, "Is this true?" They ask, "What else is hidden?" That is why the yacht rumors won't die. Not because people care about what happened years ago, but because they care whether the story they've been told is real. In the end, maybe Meghan isn't the fairy tale princess or the Hollywood strategist. Maybe she's both. Maybe she's a woman who climbed carefully, loved deeply, and protected her story fiercely. So fiercely that it made people wonder what she was protecting. And maybe that's the real secret. Because sometimes it's not the truth that causes a scandal, it's the silence. Now, people aren't just asking whether she was on that yacht. They're asking why it mattered so much to make sure no one ever believed she was. And that question, that's not going away anytime soon. And this is where the real story begins. Not with a photo, not with a rumor, but with a shift in public perception. People no longer see Meghan just as a former actress or a royal family member. They see her as someone who carefully built and protected a narrative crafted through interviews, speeches, documentaries, and emotional storytelling.